Would you move to America in 2025?
No, never, no.
No interest in moving there. It's a complete hole.
No, because I am transgender.
You'd step over there and you already lose like 10 of the rights that you have here.
It's a disgusting place. They've got no NHS whatsoever. It's an absolute dump.
They just think they're the best. They're like, oh my God, we have freedom, but most other countries have freedom.
I don't like the culture, whether it's tipping, guns, the thoughts on abortion.
If you're dying or having a baby, why you got to pay for it?
There's nothing about America that I think I would prefer over here.
You don't have like free speech at all there.
I wouldn't last a minute over there, I don't think. It's definitely stricter over there than it is over here. 1,000%. If I was to go anywhere in America, it'd be like maybe like Canada.
We're Americans. We can't afford universal pre-K or to feed our children, but you know, we always have a few $1 billion lying around for another war.
We're Americans. We don't want our money going overseas unless it's to buy Greenland or to build beachfront condos in Gaza.
We're Americans. We fought Nazis so we could let an unelected one run our federal government less than 100 years later.
We're Americans. We think America is the greatest country in the world, even though we're the only developed nation that doesn't have universal health care.
We're Americans. We love our vets, which is why we're firing 80,000 VA workers and defunding their health care.
I wouldn't go back. For $100 an hour job, I wouldn't go back. I would not go back at all. Getting up in the morning, doing what you have to do, and rushing to go and punch the clock to make somebody else rich. You get to decide what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, how you're going to do it. And us, we work really hard. So it pays off because we're working for ourselves instead of giving all our energy and everything to somebody else to make them rich so they can live a good life. In the U.S., we're kind of groomed to be an employee. You know, work for someone.
Like my friend said, he is in Ohio. He said, I have tried four times and I have to go back.
Really?
Yeah, 4 times. He said, man, I wish I can do it. Everybody wanted to come home. About 90%. Who wanted to get up in the morning and go and clock and, stress? Yeah, no. Everybody wanted to come home, but they're scared that when they get home, the money will get finished and then they have to go back. You know, when you are in overseas, you might think that people like you, family members love you. But when you come here and stay, their attitude is different. Yeah, I think Ghana is expensive. Ghana is not what you think. When you convert the money to dollars, you might think that it's not expensive, but the money runs like river. So when you come and think that Ghana is cheap and you are coming to spend your money, like United States, you can't last. You will go back. Now, I don't think about to become a millionaire. I just want to live my simple life. If I can buy something, whatever I want, I can buy it. I'm okay. I don't want to be a millionaire. No, I don't.
All right, y'all. Here's the truth. This is the truth. Honest truth, okay? Y'all should prepare to leave the United States. You should prepare financially, mentally, physically to live in another country. I go back and forth from the United States to Rwanda. Okay? It doesn't look good for America right now. Like, I'm going to give you a quick example. Airlines. There's a specific airline that is arresting people of color when they ask the status of their flight, especially when their flight has been canceled twice. They actually will tell you, if you come to my kiosk again, I'm going to call the state police. The airport's in Logan. It's in actually Boston, but the airport name is Logan Airport. That's what's going on behind the scenes. People are getting arrested for no reason with extreme force. So this is usually not my content, but I just want to inform everyone that in order for you to leave the United States and be successful living in another country, you are going to have creativity. you're going to have adaptability. You're going to have to be flexible. I don't know if you saw my video that I was actually applying for a visa for the country of Rwanda. Thank goodness they gave it to me. But heed this advice. It is not a simple decision to make to leave the United States. I know we have all of our comfort foods, our comfort homes, our comfort air conditioners, heating, it's at our disposal. But in some countries, it's not like that. Now, one thing I can guarantee you by living in another country, especially the continent of Africa, is your freedom. That's what I'm going to guarantee you, is your freedom. Your freedom to drive a car without having to worry about getting pulled over or racial profiling. Eating fresh fruits and vegetables that are not tainted with pesticides and other chemicals that cause us to have cancer. You will have a sense of community that you never could imagine in a million years. And a sense of pride. That's what I can tell you if you decide to leave the United States. So check out Ricky Smiley's recent post that he did on the situation that's going on in the United States.
You can see it's very clear where a lot of people come here to say the U.S. dream is a scam. The U.S. dream is a trap. The U.S. dream existed before, but right now it is no longer in existence. Anyways, welcome back to the channel. It's Sonia and I'm back again with another mind-blowing video. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are fine. Hope you guys are good. If this is the first time tuning in, do what, subscribe, like this video, drop me your comment, and lastly, do not forget to share for every other person to get this good news. And yes, with that being said, let's dive right into deep reasons why a lot of people are running out of US. They are not only running out of US, but even if they leave, they don't even wish to come back. A lot of people that are still trapped in US right now, 99% of them are even looking for ways so that they can actually leave US right now. Do you believe that the US dream is now a trap? It is now a scam? Let me know in the comment section. Every videos and clips we use in our today's episode, credit belongs to the original creators of this video, and this video is just for educational purposes, so I stand a chance to be corrected wherever you think I'm wrong. Please do what to support the channel and do what to like this video for great content like this. With that being said, let's dive right into it, and I'll be back with commentaries.
So no one's coming to America anymore, and we might end up losing the World Cup and the Olympics. Right? Tourism fell by 12% last month. That's the most since COVID. With then more specifically tourism from Germany and Denmark falling by over 30%. It's down by over 25% for Spain, Norway, Ireland, and Austria. Australia and France are down by 7%. And then on top of that, air travel from Canada, it's down over 75% from last year, in addition to a 32% reduction in car travel from Canada. With us even seeing the founder of Kayak having a lot to say about this, saying, quote, "In just 2 months, Trump has destroyed the reputation of the U.S., shown one way by diminished travel from the EU to the U.S. And saying this is not only one more terrible blow to the U.S. economy, it also represents reputation damage that could take generations to repair. Additionally, another booking site found that 40% of Europeans have canceled their trips to America. And, Trump's policy of randomly detaining tourists and sending them to random prisons or deporting them immediately upon arrival, it's bringing a complete halt to tourism, according to travel companies. And this is there are now growing concerns about the U.S.'s ability to host the Ryder Cup in 2025, the World Cup in 2026, and the Olympics in 2028. Right, globally, people are asking a lot of questions. Are players and fans going to be safe? Can the safety of the Iranian or Venezuelan teams be guaranteed? And that, as others are remarking, that no one's going to be able to go given the possibility of being sent to a prison in El Salvador. Now, that said, FIFA has been downplaying the situation, with one official saying, "Time's on our side with that." I understand the policies of the administration, but I'm confident that once we get to the point where we need to get to, 16 months from now, we'll be fine. But for now, follow to stay in the loop.
Today is my last day here in my house. Tomorrow I leave for Bali indefinitely, and it just feels like very bittersweet, so surreal. And I truly, I love my house. I love my house. This has been my home for the past year and a half where I've really sought refuge. This has been my haven. And yes, I'm moving to Bali, like, and it's very bittersweet, and it sucks. Like, I just can't live here anymore. My children are here. I don't really speak to my family, but my children live here. They're 14 and 18 years old. Just don't want to be here. I don't want to be here anymore. I have lived here almost 40 years of my life. There's so much more to the world. There's so much more to the world than just this little piece of backyard, this house. There's so much to see, and I don't want to see it only 2 times a year, only 2 weeks a year. I want a vacation. I want to travel for all my life, but just know that there are sacrifices. There are sacrifices that are made, and this is one of them, having to give up my house yet again, willingly, but having to do this in order to get to what I want. This is the closing of a chapter and the beginning of another one, and it's beautiful, it's bittersweet, but at the same time it's the bitter part now. It's the bitter part now.
I asked ChatGPT where I should move because I no longer want to live in the United States of America, and this is what they said. First of all, I told ChatGPT that I was looking for a safe place to live, good education, family values, slower pace of life, car not necessary, open-mindedness, and to consider the fact that I only speak English, but I am willing to learn another language. And this is what they said. Finland, number 1. Number 2, the Netherlands. 3, Portugal. 4, Denmark. 5, New Zealand. And I'll go over these options with you guys in the next video, but I do want to say something really quick. To the person who sent me the DATH threat, not cool, bro. Like, not cool. That's just something you should never do to a person. You're blocked, so you'll probably never see this unless you have burner accounts. But everyone else who's been kind, thank you so much. I love you. This journey is going to be wild. And I'm so excited and so nervous at the same time.
Americans are leaving America, and it is not for vacation. It's for survival. A growing wave of Americans are packing up, terrified by Trump's dictatorship, Republican fascism, and Democrats' capitulation. Interracial couples, LGBT plus individuals, people of color, and intelligent people in general are seeing their rights replaced with restrictions. In Ireland, U.S. passport applications hit their highest level in a decade, up 60% in just 2 months. France is seeing long-term stay visas for Americans up 20%. Portugal, Spain, UK, relocation companies can barely keep up with demand. Traffic to Blacksit Global, which helps Black Americans relocate, surged 50% after the election. Some are leaving quietly, like a trans couple in Colorado, because Trump wrongly says there are only 2 genders. States are moving to ban gender care, so they're planning their exit. Google searches for how to leave the U.S. spiked after the election, and real estate deals for Americans in Spain surged before the Golden Visa program was shut down. European culture is different than American culture, and many won't adjust. And of course, Europe has its issues. Immigrations, taxes. Putin expected to take Moldova and then Romania with his eyes on the rest of Europe for the new Russian Empire. But a possibility of another European war is a safer bet than staying in a country that is already a fascist dictatorship.
This is one thing I would say, right? In as much as you are planning to leave America, please be guided and know the disadvantages and the advantages of living. Because that thing you think is a trap might actually not be a trap for you until you move to another location. So prepare your mind, prepare your hearts, prepare your money, prepare every single thing. Just know that at some point, even if you leave, that you're going to be lonely or there's some other disadvantage that you can actually meet. I just hope this is sending some message to some persons that at this point, they're already fed up living in the US. Anyways, let's continue this video, then I'll be back with commentaries.
I left America 6 months ago and my life is infinitely better. Let's talk about it. First things first, I've talked about this in other videos, but it cost me around $1,000 to leave the States, which is significantly less money than I ever anticipated. And I think it's a really important thing for everyone to be talking about, that it actually costs a lot less than you might think to leave the US. Since moving abroad, these are the things that have improved in my life. First and foremost, my physical health is infinitely better. Why? The food is better. The air quality is better. I'm happier. I'm less stressed out. Medicine and healthcare is way more affordable. Like, we're talking apples and oranges. People are nicer here because they are happier here. It is significantly easier to cultivate community in a place where people are trusting and loving and empathetic and kind. And I cannot stress this enough. My central nervous system is relaxed and calm for the first time in my life.
Is anyone else completely sick and tired of living in America where you're expected to work your entire life? Like, we are not here to work. Our jobs are not our lives. Our jobs are not our purpose. Like, everyone asks me, like, what's your job? What are you doing with your life? Like, I'm just trying to save enough and get passive income so I can go travel the world and start my life. Like, everyone thinks their purpose is to work. Like, you get done with high school, then you go to college for 4 years, then you're $30,000 in debt, and then you're trying to find a job just so you can pay off that debt over the next 3 years. And then what? Then you're making enough money just to pay your mortgage and afford groceries and then pay for kids. And then before you know it, you're 60 and you're retiring and your body hurts because of your job and you didn't do anything that you wanted to do. And that's our life. That's what you're expected to do. And if you break out of that, then people are going to judge you and think you're weird or you're crazy or you're a hippie. I'm so sick of it. America needs to make a change. Something needs to change because people are not happy here. People are not living their dreams. People are not living their life. They are working. They think that their work is their life. It is not that way.
All right, guys, I'm just going to say it. I'm leaving the country because I can't see a doctor here. I'm self-employed. I pay hundreds of dollars a month for health insurance, and yet every time I need something, oh, your doctor's not in network. Oh, we don't cover that. Oh, we assign you your primary care doctor 4 hours away, and he's booked until October. Like, what am I even paying for? People always say, well, healthcare is bad in my country too. It can't be this bad. It cannot be this dire of a situation. There are no doctors here in Florida. Whatever long waits or paperwork you're dealing with, at least your system exists. I feel like here everything is such a paywall. It's like a maze that just leads to a trap every time. Ever since I got my own health insurance, I've been forced to switch every year because every single year the insurance companies drop my area and we're like down to one left. This was the only plan I could get that wasn't $200 more a month. But less and less doctors are taking these plans. So no one can see the doctor. And the doctors you can find are booked out for like 4 months. When I did sign up for this plan, they told me that the doctor was covered that I already had, so I signed up for it. And then when I went to select my doctor, they're like, oh, never mind. They're not in network. So I'm done. I am just removing myself from this system because it does not work for me. I'm sure it does not work for many other people, but my solution is to leave it. I'm moving to Portugal. I know it's probably not perfect there, but it has to be better than what it is here because at least there they have a system. Here, I don't know what's going on. It's collapsing. It's not working. I mean, I'd have to imagine at the very least, if I'm sick there, I could find a doctor and see a doctor. I don't think I'm being dramatic. This is the reality. We live in the country with the supposed best healthcare in the world, and I can't find a doctor. Does anyone else feel this hopeless, or is it just me?
Why am I moving to Spain? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's the soft launching of martial law by the President of the United States. Maybe it's the fact that people sitting in our government system are siding with Christian nationalists who want to remove the right for women to vote. Maybe it's the fact that there's an official filing now to overturn the right of same-sex marriage. Maybe it goes all the way back to when Roe versus Wade was overturned, knowing then, right then, that we as women are completely fucked. It's never been about protecting children. It's never been about immigrants doing it the legal way. And it's definitely never been about lowering the price of fucking eggs. What it has been completely about this entire time is control, money, power, authoritarianism, the patriarchy, but it's never been about the people. None of this has ever been about the people. So we the people are fucking leaving.
Why do so many Americans think that we're the best country in the world? That's easy. Because we've been trained to believe it since pre-kindergarten. Since preschool, we're literally saying the Pledge of Allegiance every morning. Before we even know what the word allegiance means. We grow up surrounded by flags, being told we've never lost anything, we've invented everything, and that questioning any of this makes you ungrateful. When someone actually leaves the country, they're kind of treated like they're lost, or that they're weird, or that they're like a hippie. It's like, how dare you look for perspective? Healthy patriotism isn't a problem, but when you've only ever lived in one country, you don't even know you're in a bubble. But when you finally step outside of that bubble, your whole world changes. Does anyone else feel the same way I do? Like, we were brought up thinking all of this stuff, right? It's ingrained in us from a young age. Also, fun fact, I recently learned I was saying the Pledge of Allegiance wrong my entire school career. I was saying I pledge of allegiance to the flag when it's actually just I pledge allegiance to the flag. Yeah.
I just saw a TikTok that said that immigration has plagued this country for years. If immigration has plagued this country, it's because we made the mindset that people immigrating to our country is a plague. Between 1900 and 1920, there was a large influx of immigrants into this country. They were mainly from South and East Europe. This is also the time that eugenics started. So the science of eugenics deduced that there were only certain people that were worthy of procreation. The government was fully okay with using the labor of these immigrants, but they did not want them to be procreating and become citizens of the country. The Immigration Act of 1924 stopped immigrants from coming in unless they were from Northern or Western Europe. Even in times of crisis, like when FDR denied that Jewish people could come into our country so they did not have to go through the Holocaust. We call it a plague, create laws to keep people out, and then never correct the actual system.
Anyways, it is sad. It is really, really sad that some persons are actually leaving their family behind, some leaving their husbands, some moving with families, some leaving the most precious thing they treasure, their friends, behind just because they've seen it that we can no longer stay here, we can no longer cope here, we can no longer breathe here. I'm not stopping you. If you have the chance, please do. But before you do that, research on the countries you're going to, research on the disadvantages, like I said in one of my clips. It is important. Why am I saying that? Because we've seen a lot of videos that some persons will come out and be like, instead of me staying in this particular country and taking all of this shit, I better go back to US, I better go back to American. Every bad place actually have a good place. And this is not the first time American is actually experiencing this, but it is just sad that in 2025, it is now worse and it's getting worse as days goes by. We literally, instead of looking out for good news, we are always seeing more of bad news now, and of which it's really killing the American dreams. It's really making the make American great not great. It's really sending a lot of messages out there that is also affecting other smaller countries as well. We've seen a lot, we've heard a lot, and I believe that a lot of persons will actually be learning as well. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section. I would really love to get your opinion. Why I always love getting your opinion is I feel like maybe some of the things they are saying might be wrong, and you might actually correct us in the comment section. But if you're living in US currently, how is the situation of things for you in US? And if you've lived in US before, do you think or do you plan of going back soon? Why I'm saying going back soon is because home is home. No matter how hard you're trying to run from home, one day you will go back to that home you're trying to run away from, right? Anyways, are you planning of going back if you're not in the US? If you have moved to another country, I really, really want to know what your opinion and comment is, because as at this point, we don't know what else to say again. Every videos and clips I use in our today's episode, credit belongs to the original creators of those videos. Thank you so much for staying stick and hook me to the end of this video. I do not take you guys for granted, and share with me your opinion. Like I said, correct me in the comment section if you think I'm wrong. This video is just for educational purpose and nothing more, nothing less, right? Subscribe, like, comment, and share. I would have loved us to take some comments, but I just think it's not necessary. I think we can just take some comments in our comment sections as well. So just let us know what your thought is, and yeah, and keep praying for America. That's one thing I would say. Keep praying. No matter how difficult it is, no matter how you hate the country, just keep praying for American. Be it you're a citizen, be it you're not a citizen, because what affects one affects all. I keep saying it. With no further ado, I told you like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys and stay safe.